action!
Company, I'm Kirsten Burke.
And I'm Maisie Manette.
So today we're going to run through how to create faux calligraphy, which is, I suppose, pretend calligraphy.
Yeah, like the fake stuff, but good fake stuff. We're not talking like, you know, trashy things. We're talking good quality faux.
So you might wonder why you would bother with such a thing, but it means that you don't have to have any specialised equipment, no calligraphy tools required.
Yeah, you can use Sharpies, pencils, biros, your kids' felt tips, I mean, maybe your own felt tips. Yeah, anything goes. There are lots of different types of calligraphy, some using more traditional tools like a broad edge nib.
But all calligraphy, whether it's done with a pointed nib or a brush, has this unique thick and thin to it.
Press down, thick, gently up. So when you're travelling down, you press. When you're travelling up, you just go really gently. Okay. So I'm coming up. Now I'm going to press down to get that thick line and gently up. Down again. And I want these sort of flourishes to not have too much thickness because I don't want them to get muddled as another letter. So here, thick down, thin up. Can you see I'm trying to be really careful to get these sort of gradual transitions at the bottom? Lots of calligraphers still actually use faux calligraphy. It's not, you know, once you're a calligrapher, you'd never do the fake stuff.
The reason is that a nib or a paintbrush or a brush pen, it might not work on a certain surface that you need for a job.
Also, size. With a nib, obviously you're working quite small. Brush pen, you can go a bit bigger. Paintbrush, bigger still. But you know, what if you're trying to do a whole mural? Maybe, you know, you're writing a massive sign or something and you would then use faux calligraphy.
So whether you're going small or large, where you position that extra downstroke to add weight to the letter forms, that's the essential part.
But what we're looking for is consistency and a good contrast. So we're wanting to know where you've applied that pressure to get that thicker line, but also seeing where you've got those gentle upstrokes. And you want those strokes to be even throughout. So you don't want to have sort of some letters that have a really thick downstroke and others that have a thin one. You want that weight to be even throughout your letters.
The other thing to really keep an eye on is this saggy bottom issue. So you want to taper the downstroke off.
So remember, we're looking for it to be consistent. You want that even weight throughout, but we're still looking for a good contrast between your thick and thin strokes.
You need it to taper out before you get to the bottom if you're going into a curve, so that it's sort of a smooth change from thick to thin.
And you're wanting, if you're going from the thin to the thick, again, you want a smooth curve there. We're not wanting this weight to suddenly be starting on a downward stroke. It's gradual.
For your connecting strokes, they can stay just with your fine line. The next thing to think about is to give yourself enough space to add this extra downstroke, this weight. This is the entry stroke, which just means you're kind of entering a letter. And those entry strokes become the connecting strokes. So you've got the entry and then the exit stroke, and they join to the next letter as you start to connect your words and form calligraphic designs. So you don't have to, in modern calligraphy, you don't have to feel like you have to always connect every letter. The K is quite nice, swooping underneath. And then these upward branches that reach higher than the lowercase, like with the L and the K. They're called ascenders. And then there's descenders, like on this P, so that reaches lower than the rest of the lowercase letters. And it loops round. So there's its exit stroke, waiting to join a different letter. So this connecting stroke is referred to as a hairline because it's so thin and fine. And this rounded part of the lowercase letter, that's the body. Now, this R is often used by calligraphers because it just connects much nicer than a kind of standard R. It's more looping and easier to join from one letter to another using that style of R. And then here's the cross stroke. These connectors always going fine and upward. So there's a couple of exceptions, the V and the W and the O and the F. They all join in a slightly different way, just still fine, but going across. There's that X with its tapering diagonal. I haven't joined that one up, it's a bit tricky to join.
When it comes to planning a design, going first with pencil is important. Go a little bit darker each time, making my changes to my letters.
Whereas I have got my basic layout worked out and I'm just looking at the sort of style that I might use for my letter forms. Because this is my keyword, can, might make that capitals. And even I could even underline it.
So I'm thinking about where my letters can fit into one another, so that it sort of makes them
knit.
Yeah, knits them together. So I'm thinking, I've got this space above my in between my N, so I could put my T in there. And I'm just going darker each time once I sort of make a decision. Now, obviously, I've still got to fit in my can. I might just have a little can up there, maybe. That could work.
So this paper is quite good because it's slightly see-through. So I'm able to pop my sketch under there, and then I'm going to sort of do my neat version. Really take a bit more care over it all. And I'm going to mix in an N, capital N there, just because I think that works better in that spot. So there's no problem with mixing capitals and lowercase.
So I'm making it so that I've got a little flag, a little banner for my can. I'm just drawing in a little guideline there to make sure I sort of come back to the same point. in there. Okay, there we go. Everyone can contribute with another star. Fingers, we're done. I'm done. I finished. Let's make something up.
Okay.
It was really lovely to share our passion for lettering with you. We hope you have a lovely time doing it. Bye.